Hello, everybody. I'm Swati, live from New Delhi. Guess what? Today is my last day in this incredible India. Those of you who haven't visited India yet, I would urge you to visit. It's an overly stimulating, full of life kind of a place. You will see good and bad, and your mindfulness will be stretched to the limit. It will be an experience of a lifetime. I visit India every year. Sometimes I've visited it twice. I have family in India and I have been incredibly fortunate to have their support in doing these things that I'm doing. Tomorrow, you are going to find me not live, but I'm going to record a special session for you, which you can watch tomorrow. And I hope you enjoy it just as much. It's going to be a beautiful meditation session. Today, we are going to again continue with our breath awareness meditation, and we are going to get into a third way to pay attention to the breath. Before I do that, I would like you to tell you a story. This is a story of my experience of a neuroscientist called Sarah Lazar. I'm going to get her on the screen in a while. But first, I want to tell you what my first experience with her was. This was few years ago. I think it was probably 7, 8, 9, some years like that. At that time, psychotherapy and mindfulness meditation, combination of these two things was becoming quite popular because there were studies coming out about all the benefits of mindfulness meditation being established by scientific ways. So I went to this conference in UCLA. I don't remember the name, but it was about psychotherapy and mindfulness meditation. Huge room with so many, I don't know, 400, 500 people sitting. And on the podium or on the stage comes Sarah Lazar. She was talking to Dan Siegel. Dan Siegel is another, he is really a psychiatrist, but he's very interested in mindfulness. And in fact, he has written a couple of books where he talks about mindfulness. So he has become a avid supporter of mindfulness meditations. He has started this research center called MARC in UCLA, MARC, Mindfulness Based Research Center, Mindful Awareness Research Center, MARC. So Dan Siegel is there. Sarah Lazar, who comes from Harvard, she works in Massachusetts General Hospital, which is the hospital associated with Harvard. So she comes on stage and she's talking to Dan, and there is pin drop silence. At that time, neuroimaging and neurology and that being used to test the meditation claims from meditation was not as common. Although everybody was wondering about it because there was these last 10 years has been actually really great for neurological studies or the discovery of neuroplasticity, that our brain actually changes even after we are 24, 25 years old, which was supposed to be the time when it peaks and then it doesn't really change. But that is not true. There were discoveries about how our brain structure can change with certain kinds of trainings, even when we are older. So Sarah Lazar comes on stage and she's talking about this study she had done and what she found out. And there was, of course, the mindfulness training, and the brain was tested before by neuroimaging studies to see the picture of the brain, and then it was tested after. And then she says, guess what? She said, your brain structure changes. And to me, that was like, wow, that's what I would have expected, because I know that from my own experience and experience of other people who I have been meditating with for all these years. So I knew that what she was talking about was true intuitively, but it was proven in her studies. Brain structure changes. She said it definitely, without any qualification. And then Dan Siegel and Sarah Lazar, they both did a little dance on the stage. It was a very cute moment. I would like to see you, Sarah Lazar's interview, which was actually published in Washington Post just recently, like this year, where she talks about this particular study and probably more that she has done. I think that if you get time, that will be a good, entertaining read for you, where she talks about why she got into mindfulness and how her yoga teacher used to talk about not really mindfulness, benefits of yoga all the time, and of compassion and all these concepts. The reason she started doing yoga was she was injured while training for Boston Marathon. And so when she was actually doing her yoga thing and listening to this teacher, yeah. And then she started seeing all these studies that came out about mindfulness meditation. She was a molecular biologist, so she decided, okay, I want to do this. I want to actually test it by neuroscience. By the way, I recently got in touch with Sarah because I've been working on my app to meditate, where I have collected meditations from different teachers. In that context, somebody connected me with Sarah, and I was so incredibly happy to actually converse with her and to find out if there is anything we can do together. That was to me very special because, as I said, she was the first one I heard without any qualification saying brain structure changes. And remember that brain structure changes. So I'm going to quickly show you her interview. So you, in case if anybody wants to look at it. Okay, Harvard neuroscientist, meditation not only reduces stress, but here's how it changes. So now at this point, I'm going to go to that other screen. I'm sorry. Okay, and I'm going to show you Sarah Lazar. You see her name, Sarah Lazar. Why did you start looking at meditation and mindfulness and the brain? So these are the type of things you will find out when you go to this particular website. If there is any comment or any question, please do post it. If you have any experience with your breath awareness meditation, post that as well. It is very useful to hear from you because then I know how you're doing and where we are going. Some of you have asked some really, I should say, insightful questions. And some of you have given me comments on your own experiences, and that has really helped me to know what I should be doing. I hope you guys are able to see it. If not, certainly now. So this is our first introduction to the neurology, which in this case is simply a seminal study that showed that brain structure changes. Okay, now I'm going to go back and stop the screen share. So that way we can go back to our original screen. And I am also going to stop this thing. But before I say that, the reason I put this up on screen, 2-minute meditations on, I guess my to meditate looks like my to meditate got cut off because, okay, let me see if this works. Okay, 2 minutes on to meditate. The app to meditate that I have developed, please download the app because as I said to you yesterday, you can be meditating for 2 minutes at a time if that's what you get time for. You can use the app. There are 2-minute global meditations going on at any given time. So there is a 2 minute meditation that is constantly going on. That meditation could be a slightly different one each time you go on. You will have to go on the app and we'll have to find out. So when you go on the app, there is a big two, and you click on two and you get into this global meditation. What that means is at the same time, everybody, whoever has entered the app, whoever wants to do the 2 minute meditation, they are all listening to the same 2 minute meditation at the same time. On the screen in front of your eyes, you will see a globe and you will see others who are meditating at the same time with you. So as more and more people download this app, each time you want to do a 2 minute meditation, you can probably find someone else in another part of the globe. And that's an incredibly different experience to know that you are meditating with someone else. You may have actually experienced it even now as we have our camp going on. You know that other people are meditating and listening to my meditation at the same time. Okay, so now it's time for us to do our breath awareness meditation. So close your eyes and spinal cord straight. Relax your shoulders. And take a few deep breaths. And now we are going to start paying attention to our breath, the source of our life, our anchor, our center, the most important thing probably that's going on in our life. That's where life begins and life ends, the breath. Every moment is a new moment, a new breath, and we're going to notice that. In order to do that, today we are going to find ourselves focusing on the movement of our breath. So as you breathe in, start with your nostrils and just notice where the breath goes, the movement of the breath. So the breath will travel and then it will go to your lungs. So feel it in your lungs. Lungs, and then let go of the breath. I take the breath in, I notice it's moving in to my lungs. Feel it in the lungs and then let go. So you are not focusing on any, just one spot, but a little bit of a movement. It's not a whole lot. You are still focusing on just this part. When a breath is long, you will notice that you took a long, deep breath and it went to the lungs and your lungs felt like the lungs were filled up. It may happen. You're not making it happen, but it may happen. Then you let go of the breath. The same thing. Breath in, I notice how my breath is moving in my body and going to my lungs. And then I let the breath go. Breath in, notice. Breath out, let go. If your mind is wandering around, bring it back to the breath. It's okay. Mind will daydream. Mind will get distracted. Mind will make lists of other things. Mind will think about something that's not related. When you realize that, say to yourself, aha, that's my mindful moment. Let me come back to my breath. And let's start watching how my body is receiving my breath. In from the nostrils all the way to the lungs. Again, relax your shoulders, spinal cord straight. Notice the movement of the breath in our body starting from the nostrils. Just a quick feeling you will get. Here you are, sitting and meditating, just you, your body, and your breath. Paying attention to the most important part of your life, which is to breathe. Breathe in and notice how my breath moves, and I let go. If you choose this method of your preferred method to observe the breath, you will begin to observe a lot of minute things about how the breath moves from your nostrils to your lungs. If your mind is wandering around, aha, I realize it, this is my mindful moment. Bring it back to your breath. Each breath, a new breath. Just get immersed in watching the breath. My breath goes in. Energy, rejuvenation, life, anchor, refuge. This is my refuge. Take a few deep breaths. I did take a few deep breaths. At this point, I notice how my breath is working. Notice when you start paying attention how your breath actually becomes long or short or deep or shallow. Bring your mind back to the breath. Aha, this is my mindful moment. This is how my breath feels like in my body. Rejuvenation, energy. Some of you may not have this rejuvenating or energetic experience. There may be a slight anxiety or restlessness, worrying about how I'm so distracted. But that's okay. Not every meditation is the same. Some days it may not be as focused, some days it will be. Just notice. If you think about something, just notice, wow, I'm very distracted today. I wonder how much more time is left. I'm wondering about that. Or I wish this can go on for much longer than what we have planned, which is between 10 and 15 minutes. If there is any itching or any uncomfortable feeling anywhere, let it go. Don't react. Don't scratch. Just see if you can just simply observe it and go back to your breath. Just see, I have a feeling that it will go away. Your itching or whatever ache or pain you're feeling, it will be reduced once you just go back to the breath. See if that's happening. Bring your mind back to the breath. Bring your mind back to the breath, to the energy, to our source of life. This is how it feels like to take my breath in. It's going to my lungs. My lungs that's going to send this incredible energy that I've received to the other parts of my body. And at this point, because we have already meditated for over 10 minutes, probably close to 15, I'm not so sure, we are going to wind down our meditation. And when we do that, we always end with saying 3 times and paying attention to what we are saying. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. This is the moment I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. And now you can open your eyes slowly at first and then all the way wide. So by doing this meditation, not only that you paid attention to your breath and you became acutely aware of how your body is receiving the breath, you may have also become aware of how much your mind wanders around and how many distractions it creates. Get amused by your mind and know that what you would like to do is to learn to focus, because that is first step towards becoming more and more mindful. And that's what we are doing at the moment. And changing our brain to become more focused. But the awareness, the benefits of awareness, and the way your brain changes is very significant in achieving the way you are deriving the benefits of meditation. And we are going to learn all about it in the future of this camp. Meanwhile, let me see this comment that Rohit has posted. Um, Rohit says that I'm a Windows Phone user, cannot download the app. Will the contents of the app be accessible on? I wonder why you're not able to download it, Rohit, because it is available on Windows as well as, wait, Windows Phone user. You're right. The app is available on iPhones, iPads, so all iOS devices, and Android users. You're right. I guess you're a Windows user, so I understand. You may not be able to download it. You're right. Yes, for the website, you have to wait for hopefully just a couple of more days. I have been working with my developer for the whole whatever number of months. For whatever reason, the website is taking a little long to get it all running, but it's going to be ready soon and you will hear about it. If you send, I think do have your email. I'm going to put you on my email list if that's okay with you. So when the website is ready, you'll hear about it. Before I finish, there is one more thing I want to say based on one comment I received on the email. The comment was, in fact, about counting versus nostrils. It was about how counting was somewhat didn't work for them, partly because they felt it wasn't synchronized. It's possible that you were listening to my saying, breathe in 1, breathe out 2. But don't listen to me when you're meditating on your own. You can listen to the guided meditation, but don't try to synchronize your breathing when I say breathe in 1 and breathe in 2. When you breathe in, count 1, and when you breathe out, count 2. So the 1 and 2 will really be synchronized with your own breathing. Even when you are listening to me, try to focus on your own breathing and counting. And Barbara has a comment, and I have only 1 minute. Barbara, so I'll try to do this fast. It's a night time and I have been up since 4:30 a.m. Is there any way to differentiate between the breath awareness meditation and falling asleep? I'm not sure if I'm relaxed or actually close to dozing off. So I'm always focused back on my breath, and that's perfectly fine, Barbara. I assume you would like to fall back asleep at this point. If you are falling asleep while you're meditating, that's really not meditation. Relaxation and falling asleep is different than meditation. If your goal is to become aware of the breath, then when you start falling asleep, you would want to actually open your eyes and get attentive again. If your goal is to fall asleep, because some people have falling asleep problems, in that case, have that as goal, that by paying attention to my body or my breath mindfully, as well as with loving and compassion, I'm going to relax my body, and if I fall asleep, let it be. So there are two different goals you set before you actually start meditating. I hope that answers your question, Barbara. And with that, I need to stop now, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.